Let's do a little thought experiment on something that exists only in our imagination, infinity. Let's say I have a piece of rope, any length, it really doesn't important, but I got a piece of rope and I stretch it out like this. And then I take a shorter piece of rope and I put it above that long piece of rope. And then I'm going to draw some imaginary lines that connect the ends of these two ropes. And I'm just going to extend them out until the two lines themselves meet together. This point right here. Now I'm going to pick out a point somewhere along that big rope, and totally at random, this point right here. And then I'm going to draw a line from that point up to that spot that we identified earlier. This spot right here. So you can see for every point I choose on this long rope, there's a corresponding point on this short rope. So we can say that these two points are paired. Where the line crosses the short rope depends on where I pick to start on the longer rope. This is pairing. So if I go to another spot on the longer rope and draw a line just like I did before, you can see that line crosses at a unique spot on the shorter rope. I could do it with a third line. I could do it with a fourth line. In fact, there's no limit to how many lines I can add. No limit. I could do this forever and not run out of different points on that long rope I could do this with. So you can see that I could add as many lines as I want to without any limit, without any bounds. I could keep on going forever. So something without bounds, without ends, with no limits, this is infinity. It's a concept that exists only in our imagination. So I have an infinite amount of points on ropes, but I could also have an infinite number of lengths of ropes. We have an infinite number of ropes with an infinite number of points. Or I could go the other way and add an infinite amount of longer ropes with an infinite number of points. Or instead of stopping at the point where those lines converge, I could just keep on going and start adding ropes to the other side of that point. So now I have two sets of an infinite amount of ropes with an infinite number of points. But what if instead of going straight through that point, I could just take it off in any direction I want? So that means I'd have an infinite number of sets. So I'd have an infinite number of sets, each with an infinite number of ropes, and each rope will have an infinite number of points. Infinity. No bounds, no ends, no limits. Infinity. It stretches our imagination.